Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Rachel and I am an intuitive healer. So today I want to talk about what our envy and our tears tell us about ourselves. So recently I had this beautiful chat with this old childhood friend, and he had told me about his life path up to date and how happy he was and how things had worked out for him. But he'd also admitted that there was a certain passion that he had never pursued in his 20s and 30s, despite having made these great life decisions for himself. And he also admitted that previously, let's say earlier in the earlier decades, when he would see someone succeeding in that specific industry, in that specific field that he was passionate about, he would feel envious. And so it led us down this path of conversation. And then I also admitted to him that my envy is reserved for a very specific situation. So I don't have jealousy if I see somebody who is buying bigger and better homes or vacations or clothing or cars or any of that, or who is wildly successful in, I don't know, in, let's say, acting or as a lawyer. None of that triggers me or creates any type of jealousy. However, if I see someone, usually women, who are successful published authors of not just any type of book either, of specifically spiritual or self-empowerment books, or who are successful inspirational speakers or trainers specifically in the field of spirituality or self-empowerment or personal development, that's when I feel that pang of envy. And actually, I'm diminishing it a bit by saying a pang. It's more of a simmering, brewing type of envy that comes up through my whole system. And it's undeniably there. And so this led, as I admitted this to him, we opened up this conversation of what does this mean? And when I looked at it, I shared with him what I feel that it means is that it's actually our soul nudging us saying, hey, I'm gonna make this a bit uncomfortable for your emotional body because I want you to notice. I want you to take note of what you are seeing. For example, this person who is doing this thing that deep down inside of you, you long to do. And not only do you long to do it, you are actually designed to do it. So on a soul level and in your other existences throughout other lifetimes, you are that person. You have that skill set. You have what it takes to succeed in that. You are designed for that. That's we could say that's your purpose. It's part of your purpose on this planet today in this lifetime. And so as we talked about this, I took it a little bit further in that not only is our soul saying, hey, nudge, nudge, poke, poke, look, you're having some feelings of envy because I'm directing you to look at this thing that this other person is successfully doing so that you remember that you are designed for this, that this is also meant for you. But that also we in other existences, so in other lifetimes, have successfully or are successfully doing, depending on how you see past lives, if they're concurrent and simultaneous to now, or if they're really truly in the past. We're going to leave that as a question here. You are currently doing or have done this thing that you desire, and you have actually done it well, and you have succeeded in it. So let me share an example of what I'm saying. I recently had this beautiful client who shared with me that she had received this insight of a specific career path, a specific life path to take. And I feel she was a bit surprised to receive that insight. She was quite intuitive herself, also a healer and intuitive. And so she was a bit nervous but excited, and she was feeling all these emotions around what she was getting. And so when we looked at it in a session, we saw this her in another life, halfway around the world, not looking anything like she does today. You know, today she's Caucasian, blonde hair. In this other life, she was from India and had beautiful brown skin. And so this other her, this soul in another body came forth and showed her that she, again, is or was succeeding in carrying out this path that this woman longed for today, that this woman had actually got an intuitive hit to pursue today. And all of a sudden, this woman, my client, started crying, and she's like, why am I crying? Why am I crying? And I said, because it's like you're coming home. You're coming home. You've been rummaging in the dark of perhaps your own healing, your own trauma, unraveling from your own stories, all of these things. And all of a sudden there's this well-lit, beautiful, glowing room, like a home that's just here for you, saying, here, this right here is for you. This is where you're meant to go now. This is what you're meant to embrace. This is what you're meant to hold in your physicality and your soul and in your whole being. And so it was like a coming home. And sometimes when we come home, when we feel we've been out for a long time, maybe you've been, this is not literal, but out meaning like perhaps life hasn't been easy. Maybe there's been struggle. Maybe you've worked really, really hard. Maybe you're super tired. And now finally, there's this beautiful coming home where you can just bask in that beautiful warmth. And so that brought tears to her because she knew and she felt it on a soul level that this is for her. So what is your envy or your jealousy or your tears or what makes you emotional telling you? What is in it for you to know? So if you'd like help in discerning what that path is for you, and also not just seeing what is on the soul design for you to do in this lifetime, but also to energetically align you with that, right? Because we can know that that's for us and still stay over here in avoidance or fear, right? And know all the while that that's what we're meant to do. So if you want help discerning what this is that's here for you, but also to energetically align you with that so that you're standing in it and embracing it and holding it in this lifetime, please reach out. I'd be honored to help. So thank you so much for watching. If you want to comment, I'd love to hear if you've had an experience like this, where it's like you suddenly see someone else doing that thing and you just know because you feel it, that that's actually here for you, that that's what you're meant to do in this lifetime. I'd love to hear your feedback. So leave a comment in the comment section below. Mwah. See you next time.